Another video log. Sunny morning in South Africa. Looks can be very deceiving. It's actually only about 7 degrees right now, Celsius. Blue sky, wonderful weather. So I've replaced the Alpha with another vehicle which shares the same platform, the Giorgio platform as they call it. And it's even though it's a shared platform with Giulia and Stelvio, it's actually a much larger vehicle for the needs of the kids wanting more space, higher up, etc, etc. So here it is. It's a Jeep Grand Cherokee L for the long wheelbase or luxury, whatever that is. 2023 Baltic Grey. I'm not so sure, it looks a bit dark under the shade, but it's actually got this bluish tints, and it's got a bit of a metallic flakes in there, but you can't really see it well under the shade. 21-inch wheels with the highway bias tires. Would have loved to have a 20-inch with the all-terrain, but I'm sure that can be arranged later on when I do take this car a little bit off-road. Air suspension, it's at the lowest, what they call the entry exit setting at the moment, just easier to get in and out. It's a 6-seater configuration, so it's got 2 in the front, 2 in the middle, and 2 at the back, which we are not using at the moment. Very high-end finish on the inside. Some would say that it's a bit old school. I'll show you just now, but I'm sure you've seen it on a lot of the YouTube videos, the reviews and everything when this thing came out in 2022 here in South Africa. I think the world launch was end of 21. So it's got the blacked out A-pillar roof mirror cap. This is the additional we call it the smash and grab in South Africa, but it's basically the 30% tint, but it is a thicker foam. And the back has got the factory privacy glass, as they call it, but we did put an additional foam for smash and grab just to protect it. Well, this is in South Africa, so that's kind of the must. So everything is automated, everything is got sensors, it's very clever, it's very intelligent. And this one being the Summit Reserve, it's, I suppose, the top of the line with all the bells and whistles. This is the 3.6 liter V6 Pentastar engine. Not the most powerful engine, but then I figure for the purpose intended, this is plenty. I love the interior. I love the way that the different materials are put together, color combination. There is another one, the beige, kind of like a light brown looking, but having kids, you know how difficult it is to maintain. So we opt for the black interior with the diamond stitching in like this brown color, which matches the front. This one does come with the additional passenger screen. Like I said, it is top of the range. So it's got all the bells and whistles, heads-up display, you can see. It's got a panoramic sunroof. And it's got the 2 baby seats, of course, with the center armrest. That is the cup holder with a lot of piano black, which is probably the only thing that I wasn't 100% sure or happy with this vehicle. That's the cover for the back, because we're not using the 2 seats at the moment. It's got a manual sun blinds, which you can open up. Well, the car is already very dark with all the tints and the smash and grab foams, so that's just the added benefit if the kids really want to sleep. Actually looks much lighter on the phone than in reality. It's quite a bit darker if you see it in person. Very high-end finish. It's got the 4-zone climate control, lots of USB ports A and C. This one has got the Macintosh sound system. Again, if you familiar with this car, you will know all the spec for the Summit Reserve already. So what can I say about this car? Well, so far I've only done about 500 Ks, which is a lot more than what I have done in the Quattrofolio in a couple of months. So obviously we're driving a lot now with this car, with the kids and everything, going around shopping, what have you, and especially with this massive boot. So a lot of the reviews don't show this cover that comes with the car. I suppose because they want to demonstrate the back seats and everything. But this car does come with this retractable cover, which is just massive. This boot is huge. I mean, you can easily put a mountain bike in there, I suppose, with the front wheel taken off if necessary. But yeah, with the 2 seats down, this thing, I mean, I'm only 1.7-ish and I cannot reach the middle row. There's just no way for me to reach the middle row, even if I, you know, get onto my tummy. But yeah, a lot of charging ports, buttons to access the chairs at the back, and also just to fold the front seats, the middle row, sorry. But you cannot lift it up, you can just drop it. But obviously with the baby seats, it's not happening right now. But it's got a lot of space. All the lighting inside are LED. There's also LED lights up here, 2 speakers by the hedge. So apparently you can party with the boots up. I don't know why. I suppose some people like it like that. But yeah, it's there's a subwoofer. It's quite a cavernous space. One thing we have tested out, which is quite nice, and I think it works quite well in this configuration, is a lot of the cars, and I've complained about this before, is that once you put the baby seats on, you cannot access the back row. Now, if I just slide the seat back forward to the foremost position, you can see there is not enough space to get to the back. There is just no way. So, like a lot of the cars with this kind of configuration, this top one, if you pull it, it kind of tilts forward, which opens up a little bit more for more nimble, more agile bodies to get in at the back there. So this still allows that extra, you know, 10-20 centimeters of opening, and I think that's going to work with the kids, with the baby seats in the front. And when it's done, I just push it all back and then slide it all the way back, just like that. So it kind of works if I really have to get access, sorry for the sunlight, to the back, the last row, the 3rd row of seats. Again, I love the interior finish, except for the piano black, like everybody has complained about. And guess what? Within the first trip, they were already scratched by my kid. So yeah, not even enough time to get a PPF'd. So forget about it. It's just something that I'm gonna have to live with. But the fit and finish, you can't fault it. This Summit Edition, I mean, this interior is really quite something. So just a quick discussion around the purchase. So basically I was looking at cars like the X7, the GLS, the Land Rover, Discovery, all of those things, even the Defender, basically, oh, and the Q7, basically all the 7 6-seater configuration vehicles. The problem with a lot of the German vehicles nowadays is that they are not available because of shipping problems to South Africa, and a lot of them are way overpriced because of the shortage in stock. So a lot of the second-hand dealers, they will purchase them, mark up about 20 to 25, even 30%, and trying to sell it at profit. So this car at the moment is retailed at 1.7 million rand. With the trade-in and everything, I got it for just a little bit below that. But with the X7, you're looking at about the base is it's just about 2 million rand. And with all the options added up with the 40D, you're probably looking at about 2.3, 2.4 million rand. Whereas with the M60i, you're looking at about anything around 2.5 to 2.6, if not more. So that's the problem. First of all, this thing cost way less than the German rivals or even the British rivals, and it basically offers the same. Yes, the engine is a little bit underpowered, I would say, for a hefty thing like this, but it's plenty when you really put your foot down. Fuel consumption wise, it's just about the same as all the other V8s and V6s out there. So I'm not really losing much in terms of the performance, especially on the everyday use. You know, some reviewers were talking about the fit and finish. I am not so sure if this is anything, if that much worse than the Germans, because I have been in all of them. I've test driven them. Some I've test driven for a couple of days. Yeah, so I was pleasantly surprised when I eventually went for a test drive on this car at the dealership, and I made a decision very quickly after they structured the deal for me with the Alpha. So yeah, this is my latest. I'm probably gonna sit with it for a few years and see what comes next.